Although they look like different, it's a different wood, different pattern, doesn't matter. It's actually the same type. What it is I don't know if you can tell from that angle, but these boards are very shiny. They have a very smooth coat to them, and that's exactly what you need when you're doing fiberglass. The smoothest boards you can find, and these were the smoothest ones. They have like a very smooth sheen to them. You know, just 2 boards here should be enough to build up the entire thing. So now all I gotta do is just make sure I join them together properly. So I'm gonna join them together with these little wooden dowels. I got this Jig Kit. You know, it's to join pieces together. So that's what I'm using. I'm using this guy here. It comes with a little kit here for different sizes. This little pointy thing, just line it up. Just line it up like that. First one. So here's my new line. It's got this little pointy thing. I just line it up to that line. Tying it in place. All right. And that's the halfway point, so that's perfect right there. Same on this side. Check that out. In fact, it's got a lot of movement to it. It goes up and down a lot, and I actually don't like that. It's kind of odd. I would imagine it to be more tight, more snug. I don't like that these are not snugged, because there's a lot of foreplay on it. My goal is to get both of these boards as flushed as possible. I got my little markings here. So there was a little bit of foreplay on the joint from the dowel, but what I did is I soaked this thing in water, and it expanded it just a little bit, so it helps a little bit to soak it, at least so that it can stay soaked long enough where once I glue it, it'll stay in position a little bit better. So I'm just gonna soak a couple of these dowels, because without it, it just goes in very smoothly, and it's got somewhat of a foreplay there. So by soaking it, it kind of expands it a little bit, and it makes it a little bit snugger fit to it. So I'm just gonna soak a couple of these guys in water and see if I can get a more snug fit on all of these dowels. Alright, I have my wooden dowels soaking for like about 15 minutes now. So they should be nice and plumped up, or at least a little bit plumped up, expanded or swollen, whatever you want to call it. In fact, I'm also going to, wet the edge of the wood a little bit to expand the pores of the wood to be able to take in this glue a little bit better. should have done a dry test first in case I need to make any adjustments. So I'm gonna actually do a dry test first. It looks like all of them line up except for this one. This is the only one that's not lining up just right. And that's why we do the dry test. I would have hate to fight with this with glue on it, and one of them didn't line up, so there you have it. That is pretty damn smooth. So that's, let's see, that's pretty flat there. You know, I would say 90% of it is flat, so that's good enough for me. Yeah, I would have had to hate to fight with this while I had glue on it, so that's why we do dry test. So I can't use this one anymore. This one's already messed up, so I'm gonna do one just right close to it. So again, the way you line them up is, you know, just pick a random spot right there and you do perpendicular. Line that way. Match it identical. Match it exactly on the other side. And that's it. So I'll put an X on these. And again, the way this works is you know, this piece keeps the drill bit straight at a 90-degree angle, so you can't twist it too much, and this thing stops it at the right depth. And the way you do it is you line up that little point right there. You line it up to your line, and that's where you drill on that side, and the same thing you do it on the other side. That's it. So it's got a little, the only place it's got a little lip is right here. Everywhere the rest of the way is pretty flat, but as I recall, I really only need 70 inches. So 70 inches is like to like right here, so pretty much I don't need the bottom part, so that's fine. So 70 by 84. By 84, which is about right here. So I'm gonna cut like this piece off there, or maybe, you know, just cut it on both ends, you know, equal amount to make 84 in the center. So the dry test went well. Maybe the too well. can't split them apart. There we go. This glue is very thick. I need to water it down a little bit. I just need just a little tiny bit, just to make it watery. It's really thick. It needs to soak into the wood. If it's not watery, then it's not going to soak into the wood. It's just going to kind of be on the surface and just create a shell on the surface. I'm saying the surface of the edge. It's just going to create a shell. So it needs to be nice and watery so that it can soak into the wood. So that's how you make one board out of two. On a side note, so this is pretty much one way to do it, and this is how I do it, or at least one of the ways that I work with fiberglass. This is also a way to do exterior wall panels for your RV. You know, all you have to do is just pretty much do what I did here and just add, you know, 2 or 3 more boards. For the length of it, the height is 8 inches, or I'm sorry, 8 feet. That's pretty much standard or pretty regular for most RVs. But there's a little bit more preparation that needs to be done to the board before I lay up my fiberglass. So this is going to take a few hours to dry, so I don't want to mess with it right now. So I'm alternating right now between upholstery and fiberglassing. So this is going to take a few hours. So right now we're going to alternate back to upholstery. So let's go do some upholstery.